Ladies and gentlemen, we're back to what hopes to be an exciting conclusion to Game 3 of Team Dignitas versus Team Liquid. Both teams tie 1 apiece. The loser goes home, so very, very important match. We just got done with a very, very long, I think a 55-minute GG, after what, a relatively short 20-minute GG. And of course, Merlini's joining me alongside for this exciting cast. We're back with Team Liquid getting the second pick. I'm guessing there will not be a Batrider ban. They will give it to Team Dignitas once again, because lately they just have been giving away Bat first pick and somehow punishing it from time to time with slot picks.
And although the first game they did not handle it too well, regardless, we are excited to broadcast the last of the series from two TI3 direct invitees, Liquid and Dignitas, and both of them just very, very strong teams, and both of them love aggressive playstyles. Well, Liquid more so than Dignitas, but Dignitas still loves to run aggressively from time to time. But very top tier teams, very exciting games, very close matchups, I must say.
Yeah, which are the other teams that are still in the replay tournament? I know Navi today, they just staved off elimination by kicking out Mouse, so they're still in the loser bracket. Of course, a winner of this game will still be in it. And Alliance, of course. And are we really down to 3 teams?
I'm not sure. I haven't taken a look at the brackets recently.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look later. But it's gonna be a Batrider given away the first time. They get themselves Lifestealer and Clock. And maybe a Slark will follow suit later on. Generally, when they get themselves the Slark, they make sure they get the Lifestealer as well, because the two just have insane ganking. It seems similarly having like a what's that hero? The Nyx Assassin. Similarly to having that in terms of initiation power.
So Liquid has banned out Magnus instead of Batrider, so Batrider will be the first pick of Team Dignitas, and again a potential Lifestealer bomb already in the works for Team Liquid. Lifestealer first pick in Clockwork, and TC plays a fantastic Lifestealer, and they will continue to pick and use that hero until teams manage it appropriately. They had some decent kiting last game, but it just wasn't enough, and TC's Lifestealer just went rampant on them in the end game. And I'm actually a little bit surprised to see them ban out Magnus. They did handle him pretty well, shutting him down in the latter phase of the game, but I guess like one big RP would have just spelled complete GG for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think the reason why Team Liquid was such in a big hole was because of mid-game RP. Snake King may not deliver in the late game, but he was really all there during the mid-game, put themselves very far ahead. Also, let's not forget about his Empower late game, just really buffing, I think, over half of your team with a ton of base damage. That cannot be underestimated as well. So, still a very annoying hero to deal with. He's great in the laning stage, so they will get rid of it. And for the 3rd game in a row, we're going to see Aoi on Luna.
Yep, and Shadow Demon will go on the side of Dignitas, and I love Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is just ridiculously good. If you get Nate bombed or Clockwork hooked, you can always just defensively disrupt it and hopefully turn the fight around. Luna is not very often picked up in this early phase. We've seen Furion usually the pickup in this phase, like the latter part of the first pick. So a little bit unusual in this manner. Perhaps they still want to push a lot though. Again, Team Liquid a little bit weak on the anti-push. Lifestealer and Clockwork not the greatest. Lifestealer almost no AoE, and Clockwork only did pretty long cooldown Rocket Fair to deal with that. And Luna really good on push strategy. So I think that Team Dignitas would take a Chen if it were available, but I expect it to be banned out, and Liquid will pick out Rubik as one of their supports.
Yeah, I'm looking towards Team Liquid also banning out Prophet, like you mentioned, simply because they already have their long lane secured in Clockwork, and I don't think Team Liquid's a team that generally runs, a jungler alongside with their Clockwork on the long lane. So I imagine that's going to get the ban. It should, because LeBron was doing a ton of work last game, despite how the result of the game went.
So they did not forget about Nyx this time. Nyx being the first ban, and I think Nyx was actually a very, very big part of last game too. Being able to find those Vendetta ganks and forcing buybacks or just really long passivity because they're down 1 man, I think, and that mana burn that scales incredibly well into late game, which is a really big problem for Dignitas. Fluff played an excellent Nyx Assassin last game, and no surprise there that they banned out. They kind of forgot about it, allowing Liquid to pick it up in the 2nd pick phase, and they will not make that same mistake.
Yep, also Lone Druid still within the pool. Of course, Team Liquid definitely have their own Lone Druid players themselves, and let's see if they're going to be playing that one, but it seems like they're a little bit more worried about the Storm Spirit, and maybe we're going to see a little bit of puck ban action as well. Although, to be fair, I think Team Liquid is thinking of other solo mids like Stark if you get the bat matchup.
And Storm actually does decently versus Bat. Again, I'm not really sure if Team Dignitas wants to run a Bat Rider middle, but he is one of the few Intel heroes that can do pretty well. Like Puck and Quap do okay simply because they have decent escape mechanisms, but Storm can actually threaten him if Bat Rider plays aggressively and just drop those spirits. And if Bat Rider wants to play aggressive, he's sometimes forced to run into them. So it looks like we're still lacking one support and one either mid or side lane solos. And for Team Liquid, we're most likely missing a mid hero. Could be Skywrath, could be Puck, could be Queen of Pain, all those Korok's very good at and likes to play. And still another support for to complement Rubik.
Yeah, another ban that Team Liquid could be issuing out here is the Enigma. We haven't seen Way Too Sexy on his one of his more signature hero. It gives him a ton of pushing power, especially alongside that Luna, and of course, the threat of the Black Hole. Again, very similar to one of the things I brought up when Way Too Sexy was playing the Magnus. Sometimes, even if you don't land the RP, the threat of RP really makes the other team kind of dance back and forth in a team fight. And for Way Too Sexy, we've seen him multiple times go, I don't want to say like 30 minutes in the game without casting a single black hole. The fact that it's always up makes it so hard for the enemy team to play.
Yeah, I wish we saw more of Enigma, but he just gets completely owned by Clockwork and by Rubik. Yeah, I mean, I like that hero a lot, and his black hole is ridiculously strong, but usually teams just pick up Magnus. They want that. His RP is just so much easier to get off than a channeling ultimate. So we will see Puck banned out from Team Dignitas. So again, of the solo mid heroes that Korok likes to play, it looks like there will be Skywrath and Queen of Pain, although Queen of Pain has dropped off a lot in popularity, and no surprise by Team Liquid banning out a lot of the junglers and early game presence from Enchantress, Chen, and first was Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, let's not forget that Weaver is also in the pool, and I think Team Dignitas use it from time to time. Maybe not exactly the best hero to use against Clockwork, but on the same token, you could also backtrack or time walk out of it. It's decent against the Lifestealer, and right now Team Liquid has okay disable, but they're not really in tip-top condition in terms of the disable department as well. So we'll see how this draft will progress and whether Lifestealer is going to get the pickup.
Yeah, and Weaver is pretty good versus Bat Rider too. That sticky napalm sack's not really mattering if you can time lapse to redirect your positioning as well as just Shikuchi away. Having max move speed and command is very, very nice, especially with the limited stuns from Liquid.
Yeah, so looks like both teams taking a while with their fourth pick here.
And yep, only 15 seconds on their reserve.
Yeah, and if Team Liquid, let's say they slam a pick right now, it's going to go right back on Team Dignitas. I mean, as a player in the past, when you're drafting like this, how does using the clock against you, is that a big factor when you're not really sure what to pick?
I mean, some people use that as a mind game. Oh, it's like, oh, we're going to pretend like we don't know what to pick, and we'll just like think that Skywrath was a
weak pick, for example.
Was a weak pick, right? So, yeah, so I see a lot of teams do that too. So, I mean, they've been drafting for so long, and the pool has been relatively unchanged, minus the addition of Skywrath and Drow and Slark recently. So, I don't think that any captain is like really too pressed for time. Usually they have a hero selected in mind, and we'll just wait to just think about for better options. And even if you have your fourth pick selected, you can still use all the reserve time if you want to wait for that fifth pick too. Yeah. Right. So I haven't seen too. I don't even remember the last time I saw a team random a hero just because their clock ran all the way down.
Yep. Speaking of some drafting kind of shenanigans, of course, I'm very much so reminded by Ice, no ban strats. It's gonna be a Visage, so I've been harping on it. It's gonna be a Visage. I imagine it's gonna be some sort of offensive trialing in the form of Clock, Rubik, and Visage. That lane could really punish whoever that Team Dignitas sends against them. Or you could be a little bit more traditional here with the Clockwork solo long lane and Lifestealer, Rubik, and Visage on the defensive try. We'll see.
Yeah, this is a very strong hero, especially in the hands of Fluff. These are actually two of the Western teams that actually like running Visage a lot. I've seen Way2 play it a fair amount on Dignitas, and again, Fluff likes playing a lot on Team Liquid. So, very underrated hero in my opinion. I think he's very, very strong as long as his gargoyles can stay alive. Usually that means like no gyrocopter pick or Kunkka, although Kunkka is very, very uncommon. Those are the two main heroes who just absolutely decimate those gargoyles, but those things do a lot of good work. And even I've seen like a Scepter pick up into like potential backdoor and split push for him. You can scout Roshan. That Soul Assumption is like ridiculously strong in triple lanes. I think Visage is a decent hero, but it requires quite a lot of skill to play him because you have to micro those two gargoyles and not feed that extra 200 gold.
Yeah, he might actually run into a little bit of trouble with the Moonglaive bouncing. I mean, Luna does a ton of damage, and if you're not careful during a team fight, your birds could die before you even start microing them. But this is somewhat of a forgotten hero. We saw EG Demon handling yesterday, and of course, it is going to be Slark. Maybe a little bit of preparation ahead of time for that Slark pickup. You could say that, you know, single target stun is not going to be that effective against a Slark, but Men's only got one dark pack, or maybe Fish has only got one dark pack, and there's a ton of single target initiate or lockdown. There's a silence from Skywrath Mage, two spells that go through BKB, 3 spells that go through BKB, so it's gonna be tough for the Slark to dodge everything.
Yeah, I think that Slark will have a relatively easy time just considering Dignitas' lane. Dignitas is really weak off lane. It's most likely going to be Skywrath mid. We'll probably be able to predict better once the heroes are actually chosen. But most likely Skywrath mid, and then whatever their offlane is going to be weak. Like Bat, Luna, SD is like an okay triple lane, but it's not super strong by any means. Solo Bat Rider will be fairly weak against a Slark, and Solo Beastmaster will also be weak versus Slark.
What? I thought it was gonna be Beastmaster on the top lane, Bat in the jungle, and then you do Skywrath mid. Maybe they're gonna do a little bit of swapping, but it's gonna be the support Skywrath I've been kind of talking about as well, using that concussive shot as a long initiation range, and of course, not really lacking in the damage department later on with the Mystic Flare. But let's quickly introduce both teams, as this is perhaps one of the last chance we're going to see one of these teams in the We Play Dota tournament. It's going to be Fog Dota playing the support Shadow Demon, and Staking going to be going mid. South first here, recognizing the fact that there is perhaps some shenanigan going on instead of the bottle first, or assuming not bottle first, Tango first on the Beastmaster. We're going to see Skywrath Mage going to be handled by We2. Aoi playing Luna once again, and on the top it's going to be LeBron James, Bat Rider solo, boots first, Tango.
And on the other side of the river, we have Korok. Looks like he's going to be matched up versus Bat Rider, so we haven't seen this matchup too often, but it seems like Slark does have the upper hand. So Korok on Slark, we see TC as part of the triple lane on Lifestealer, IX Mike on the support Rubik, Boba on the solo mid Clockwork, and Fluff on the support Viz, already laying a ward top in case of rotations.
Or maybe remember the Bat Rider trying to jungle and got very punished by it. In game 1, I want to say, when Korok's puck rotated, yeah. So that's something that they're maybe even planning ahead in future. But now Korok will give away his own position. Bat sees the matchup. Does he take that matchup? That's the question right now. Korok going for the root, not going to find it, and he's going to have to man-fight his way out of there. 2 stacks already, will pounce away. And of course, is he actually really chasing for this one? He's just giving him a ton of magic wand charges. I really don't think he's going to get the kill. Pounce is going to be coming down in a couple of seconds, and just with right click alone, it's doing a ton of damage. I keep saying that. Yeah, no, but he's gonna back off. Well, I'm not too sure whether that was ultimately worth it here for the Bat Rider. But on the bot lane here, it's gonna be Lifestealer, the Visage, as well as Rubik versus Luna, Skywrath Mage, and Shadow Demon. I really don't think that the Dignitas tri-lane will work against the Radiant one.
I mean, it's nice defensively, but I do not think they'll be able to score any kill opportunities, unless they get like a really clutch Ancient Seal Burst. But it's just really difficult to set up because Nace will almost always be able to rage out of the disruption and just walk away to safety if you choose to initiate that way. And without that disruption, it's just really difficult to kill unless those supports are out of position. We see Bobo going on snaking in middle.
Yeah, he's going to be right-clicking away using that early level battery cell. He also has cogs, but Snaking says, I have 5 armor, bro. I'm going to actually right-click back, and Snaking going to get a little bit of mana burn. Very cutting close. Nobody has mana left in this, and there's a bottle coming anytime soon. 100 away from Boba, and also about 150 away from Beastmaster. But Beastmaster's got the self, so he's right black in the lane, lasting away. And oh no, Boba's going to get with the first blood. He wanted to actually push him away, but a very, very inopportune call. Oh man.
Yeah, a very unlucky cog there, but that will be a very, very early first blood going in the way of Team Dignitas.
Yeah, that was a huge loss in my opinion, because now Boba teleported back in the lane, 300 gold, no bottle. On the other side, there's a full bottle already upcoming in, so it's a tough defeat here for Team Liquid on the mid lane.
That flash pickle was actually very, very crucial. And
yeah.
We normally see people go Tango, branch, but Sal branch just completely obliterated that.
Yeah, only a Tango difference, but winning the lane like that was absolutely huge. And Staking gonna get himself a double damage up top. So I'm gonna call the mid lane completely won by Snaking then. So let's see how much work can the bot lane do and how much work can the top lane do. Speaking of the top lane, it's gonna be 9-4 Bat and Slark's 3-1. So Korok, very similar to, I want to say, game 2 just now. they're losing all these solo lanes. You generally don't expect Team Liquid to lose because they have really high individual skill players.
Yeah, Slark has like really low base damage though, and it's really hard for him to outlast hit the Bat Rider, especially with the constant threat of him going on him. But Universe is actually out of regen. Does he have a bottle coming on chicken? Yes, he does. So he's actually out of mana, which is quite unusual for a Bat Rider this early. Beastmaster pops his double damage, and looks like he will top the CS board, especially with that. He's trying to continuously play aggressively on Boba, and Boba just not finding too much in the way of CS. Although he is doing decently at 8, his cog missing, snaking right there.
Yeah, and now this Quill Beast is going to be such a huge annoyance for Boba. You can see that he's been... Oh, the bird! Oh no, getting a little bit of gold. But yeah, you expect your Clockwork when he goes mid to get a ton of CS. He's not getting that. And Snaking definitely doing that job. Liquid TC, though, is leading in CS, and Aoi has nothing. He's got 6. But Aoi's used to this kind of start. In fact, he doesn't even need CS early on. He just groups up in the mid lane and start helping his team to push and whatnot, and then finds the CS later on once they get a little bit more tower gold, once they have more space for him to roam through the jungle and whatnot. So nothing that Aoi is not used to.
So I think the Stout Shield pickup is very nice for Snaking. We see a lot of people pick up Stout Shield before the bottle rush, but picking up after is very, very important, especially since they have many sources of damage from, let's say, the gargoyles later. But it'll allow him to man mode Boba inside his own cogs and with battery assault on.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit of rotation here from Skywrath, making sure that the Beastmaster will secure the rune. It is going to be a Quill Beast. In fact, they could actually get a kill on Boba. Boba doesn't see it coming. Invis up, a concussive shot is going to be actually pop. And there we go, the Beastmaster Roar already up. Boba's going to feed a second kill. And that, I don't think, yeah, that lane is completely done.
Yeah, it's really hard to recover from that. And Boba really needs an early level 6 so he can run around and do stuff in other lanes. But suffering in the way of experience right now, only 5.5. Korok, meanwhile, is doing decently on top, level 5. LeBron James Universe is 5.5 right now. I'm not sure if he's been able to get any neutrals or just deny a lot, but he is slightly ahead on that.
Well, Liquid TC playing very aggressive, trying to steal a couple of creeps. The Rock Golem not being stolen, but he did prevent the pull, so perhaps that's a more bigger objective here. Aoi taking advantage here to start getting some farm. You see Aoi do this kind of a lot. Get an early game Ring of Basilius, which is something that you don't see too often from other Luna because it doesn't give you the early game survivability. Speaking of survivability, somebody needs some. As Ixmite gonna get initiated, they're gonna go right on Fog. Fog gonna go down quick, fluff and stuff. The burst damage is intense. Are they gonna chase with Open Moon's 18-second cooldown? They're gonna back off. They're not gonna get that kill. Great pick off here being done by Team Liquid. They need something going on the other sides of the map because mid is losing very badly.
Yeah, I think using Disrupt offensively is a very big mistake for them. They have so much burst with Nakes, with that Open Wounds and Rage, and the Soul Assumption. They really don't have an option to go on them unless they like find them completely alone. But even then, they're most likely going to get rebuttal kills. So again, Dignitas needs to continue to pay passively on bottom, defend their creep spawns, and just try and get some couple levels up on their heroes. Once they get a couple levels up on Silence on Skyrim, I think they may be able to get a kill, but not anywhere close to this first daytime.
Ixmite gonna be dropping War, maybe even looking for Ancient Stack. He does get it off, so.
Korok he's in big trouble on top, but he is level 6, so he should be able to regen that up very quickly, especially with the advent of nighttime.
Yeah, and of course the teleport square was being drawn. Double damage is gonna get stolen here by Skywrath Mage as well. It looks like he's gonna come around to cut off a kill against TC, but perhaps he's gonna be in the bigger trouble if he's gonna go for it. Yeah, he has to back off on the other side of the river. Boba is gonna come in.
Boots on him.
Yeah, he has no boot, and Boba could actually land a very easy hook. Is he gonna go for it? No, yeah, there is the hook coming in. A little bit of miscommunication. It looks like he's gonna just fire off all sorts of spells. And Boba's gonna get the last hit there. He definitely needed that one. Good reaction here by Team Liquid, finding out the support, being out of position. Top lane though, looks like we have a little bit, you guys tango up a little bit as well. Korok maybe even going for the kill. No points into Essence Shift just yet. Just maxing pounce as well. Oh, it looks like he might be a little bit of trouble. Immediate Dark Pack. And looks like he actually debuffed the Flaming Lasso. Korok, is he going to turn around and fight? He does have Shadow Dance and a ton of points into Magic Stick, which he just popped, and also has a point into Orb of Venom.
Yeah, what a Dark Pack. Korok just really good with these Dark Packs that we've seen, as we've seen before. And actually looks like Stark is doing pretty decently in that matchup. I mean, he's not getting as much CS. He's only 5 behind Bat, but still, any melee hero being able to take out a Bat Rider that's not a Darkseer, let's say, is still pretty strong. So I think we have found an option to the solo offlane solo offlane Bat Rider.
Yeah, it really is a fun hero to watch in the mid game because he's explosive. He roams around. He finds you wards as well. He finds you kills. So that's always very fun to watch. TC still farming decently, but he looks like he's a little bit eclipsed by a Beastmaster's farm on the mid lane. Speaking of Beastmaster, maybe threatening to get for a kill, as you can see that Skywrath Mage waiting to follow with initiations. Concussive shot 1600 range, so he could fire off well away from sight range, especially during nighttime, and follow with the kill.
So I think this early medallion pickup is actually very good for Beastmaster because with Luna, I think they can take out Roshan very easily if they actually win a team fight. But being able to burst down these weak heroes.
Talk about that later, as now Skywrath Mage is gonna get picked off. He didn't even hit his hook shot's gonna come in right now. Fluff and stuff is gonna actually get bounced out of the cogs. Axis will hit. What Axis coming out from Snake King? But here comes Korok as well. The battery assault really slowing down, and the Dark Pack. Oh no, the Dark Pack not within range. Korok's looking for the leap. He's looking for the leap, but you see a body blocking, or at least taking a bullet for his allies, is being done by the Bat Rider. But the leap, it will find him. Axe Might in position for the Fable. Where's the lift? The tower doing a ton of damage. Access will come through as well, and those Napalm is killing Team Liquid right now. He's actually not moving. The Boar doing a ton of slow. The Viper Pig just won themselves a team fight.
That Greater Boar. So a little bit of unusual build from a Max Call the Wild early, but definitely paying off right there. That Greater Boar just crushed them. That double soak from the Napalm and the Greater Boar just made them tank so many tower hits.
Yeah, and you generally don't expect a Call of the Wild Max, but yeah, like you said, doing a ton of work in that mid game. And Slark, he really wanted those kills. Fluff and stuff also dying that previous engagement. Will be doing a little bit of ancient or neutral stacking and trying to come to make a comeback in terms of EXP. Slark, I wonder where he's looking to TP to. He's gonna go back to top lane. I thought he was for a second gonna go back bot and with the help of Infest to go for a quick kill, but looks like he wants to shut down the Bat Rider at the top. Misses the pounds, no big deal. Are they gonna follow through with things like Rape Shield? No, looks like not.
Yeah, and Fluff is still quite a ways until level 6. I think he really needs his summon familiars, but he's only died once. But not a bad start for them. So let's check on the levels for the other supports. We see level 4 Skywrath Mage and level 4 Shadow Demon on Dignitas, and again both supports on Liquid level 4.
Uh-oh, Snake King may be in a little bit of trouble. This is going to be one of his easiest hook of his life. Battery Assault is going to open it up. Snake King trying to shoot through, but here's the Lifesteal. Wild Lifesteal coming inside. He's trying to summon that boar, and Boba says no boar for you. Clockwork is going to get that kill. Fluff coming in once again. He's going to get some EXP from that kill, so that's decent. And yeah, the cool thing about having Slark as well as Lifestealer on your lane is that it allows your support to roam off the lane. And your carries are not really in fear of being ganked because they're so survivable by themselves. The same cannot be said with heroes like Luna. Like, you constantly babysit, you constantly need war support. And because of that, the supports on the Radiant side are not exactly as mobile.
Yeah, so Clockwork actually recovering fairly well from his relatively poor start, dying twice in middle, but picking up 2 kills since then. And I think Bulba's just a fantastic Clockwork player, able to find opportunities that others wouldn't be able to come back so easily from.
Yeah, Fog's going to be dropping a couple wards. It looks like maybe he's trying to set up a kill on top of the wounds, and he's going to try to TP one out of there, but damage output is just simply too quick from Boba. I thought they might have even needed the drum activation, and now he will activate. He's going to get a kill instantly on Wei-Tzu. That was too easy. Boba coming in from behind as well. He's going to TP back to the mid lane to defend his tier 1. No free tower. In fact, is he going to look for a kill with that haste rune? Rocket Flare coming up forward. Clockwork Hook's gonna come through. Beastmaster Roar, perhaps. No Beastmaster Roar necessary or used. No, it was on cooldown already. Axe Mike's gonna back off. But, like you said, he's gonna have to lift up the boar and toss it back as the boar is literally Viper. Why pick Viper when you pick Beastmaster, guys?
We see Slark come up from behind, though. Is he gonna get a kill? Ooh, this pause. I don't... They definitely do see them with this Observer Ward in the middle. So, Snake King will be in danger from Korok, just pouncing on him. He does have everything up on Slark, but no roar up on Beastmaster.
Yeah, if Pounce hits, he's dead, right? Like, there's really no way for him to get up. The Shadow Demon's dead, so he can't even TP and defensively disrupt. So, Snake King's gonna have to have some intense jukes. I guess a very lucky pause for them to have it. Of course, we're not gonna say that Dignitas paused it correctly just for this moment, but, you know, lags. It just happens.
Yeah, so we actually haven't seen Bat Rider make too much of an impact early game, but he has yet to get his blink. He's still 700 gold away, and this early game is very even still. So XP earned around 700 in favor of Liquid, and gold difference is almost at zero, just a whopping 70 gold difference in favor of Liquid. So still a very, very tight game. Kill score 6 in favor of Dignitas, 7 in favor of Liquid.
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind that it was Radiant that got the first blood, so being the goal is so closely together, I think it favors Liquid a little bit more, and also because Team Liquid likes to play so aggressively early on, keeping the Luna low inherently by the same gold difference is going to be good. Korok, as well as Lifestealer, they definitely need a lot less gold to work with to have a higher impact in the game. Looks like Snaking.
And, oh yeah, Snaking says he's lagging. No idea what's going on there.
Well, what were you about to say?
I was talking about Beastmaster has like the only kills on his team, and we really don't see this Skywrath Mage support really doing that much. I mean, he has yet to hit level 6, and the roar into a Skywrath Mage ult, Mystic Flare, might be pretty potent, but as of yet, he's still pretty weak. 11 minutes in, and we actually haven't seen him do much. As of right now, I still think he's better to solo mid roll and just spamming people out with the Arcane Bolt. And again, I think he just really needs levels. Max Arcane Seal for that maximum silence and just more levels so he can actually use his spells.
Maybe it's a byproduct of who's actually against. I mean, Lifestealer doesn't care. Korok really doesn't care. Boba is a fairly tanky hero, and he hasn't been fighting IX Mike too much. So maybe the lineup that he's facing against is also somewhat difficult. Snake King's back. Snake King's ready. He's got to dodge this pounce. That's going to be surely coming his way. And here we go. He does have a buckler. Maybe he should pop that one as well. Pounce. Easiest pounce. And are they going to chase for it? No, they would not, because they see Aoi TPing in. Beam going to come through as well. Beastmaster Roar not available. Shadow Dance.
Kill on IX Mike. So close. Hero Boar.
Guess what's happening?
Oh my god. IX Mike at 14 HP. He bought boosted speed before it, but before maybe going down to the boar. I guess that boar is just so much more powerful than we give it credit for, especially in conjunction with the point of Inner Beast. The attack speed very much so necessary to help that boar attack faster. Looks like they're gonna concentrate with a tier 1 push. Love to do this every time. Level 8, level 7 Luna, so powerful with that aura, with the threat of Eclipse, and I just don't know how Team Liquid can defend this. It's very reminiscent of how Game 1 actually started for Team Liquid. They got an early lead, and remember that kind of amazing kind of comeback from Team Dignitas, and they're doing something similar, and look at Bat, he's close to that blink.
It reminds me of that Drow Ranger strategy, actually, with the Beast, or with just mass auras and just push them down early. And with Inner Beast and Lunar Blessing, that's just really, really strong. And you always have the defensive disrupt on Shadow Demon as well for the extra damage with illusions if you want to go that route.
Looks like Dignitas is going to be going back and trying to get off a pick on Fluff and stuff. Oh no, Fluff is going to get picked off rather easily. The bird's got to land some stun. It does land it on LeBron. Second stun is going to drive him away. And here comes multitude of TP. Beastmaster Roar. Is it going to be used? Defensive Disruption. Lasso. Not going to be too good chain stun. Boba's going to come in as well. Clockwork Hook is going to disable. What a cog! Cutting off the retreat path of the entire team. Single-handedly winning that team fight for his allies. Holy crap, Boba. It is just, he's just too good on this hero.
Yeah, and them having to blow a lot of ults on TC was not good at all. They completely overlapped Lasso and Primal Roar there and were forced to retreat. I thought they could get the jump on Fluff, especially with the smoke, but Universe wasn't actually firefighting until a little bit too late, and then by the time that they both spotted each other, that Gargoyle was in a position to stun them and set up that nice hook shot from Clockwork. But it looks like he's actually in danger. They did pop one smoke on Korok, but IX Mike's still in the recover of it.
Yeah, he's gonna TP back out, so the tier 1 tower is gonna go down as a result. And of course, Korok, once his tier 1 mid and tier 1 bot tower goes down, the entire jungle becomes opened up, and that's a very dangerous prospect when you are dealing against a Slark, who, by the way, just have Treads and an Orb of Venom and a Poor Man's Shield, but he's doing so much work. He's got 2k gold in the bank. We've seen him go basically every build. We've seen him go Shadow Blade, we've seen him go Drums, we've seen him go Orchids, so I imagine it's going to be a Shadow Blade build up, but maybe a little bit more defensive oriented build is not bad either, considering that fact that there's so many single target lockdowns in this.
So Liquid trying to press their early lead, pushing this T2 on bottom. Meanwhile, we see Dignitas on top, pushing it at T1. And we see no glyphs from Team Dignitas. They do have it up, but it looks like they don't want to buy time.
Yep. Basically a tower trade here.
Oh, there it goes. There's the glyph.
I'm not sure whether I like that glyph. It's basically just delay them 5 seconds, and ultimately the next time they need to defend a tower, for example, they would have wished maybe had that glyph available, but
So finally, we see a Blink Dagger up on Batrider, and this T1 tower is pretty much the only thing in the way of Liquid and Roshan.
Yeah, looks like snaking, trying to do a little bit of pressure up top. Korok in position, maybe a little bit of worry about the Batrider. Because Dark Pack or not, if you get Chain Layer stun and you can't even cast your Dark Pack in between, it doesn't matter. So, staying somewhat defensive, somewhat back. Still no idea what he's buying, up to 2,600 gold now. I think Team Liquid should be looking for a pressure on that tier 1 mid, like you said, because once they get that, the map is open. Roshan is theirs.
I think Lincoln's actually would be pretty good on Slark, just because the BKB won't save him from the two very heavy ultimates in the form of Flaming Lasso and Primal Roar. And there's not too many other things that pop in.
Well,
Demonic Purge
Arcane Bolt.
Too bad either.
I'm very spammable Arcane Bolt.
But this Skywrath Mage has just been really non-factors thus far.
True. If he gets close enough to perhaps drop Arcane Bolt, he's probably also dead to that Slark. So, yeah, there's an argument for that one. Boba, looking for the next sets of runes. Boba's been playing, again, we want to remind the fact that he gave away first blood to an unlucky Cog, as well as a second blood, and still, it doesn't feel like it now. He's definitely dominating the map so far.
Looks like Universe is looking for a pick now that he has his Blink Dagger, but Liquid playing pretty defensively, just farming up their jungle right now. Looks like Lifestealer is going in early SNY, I believe, or it could be in Halberd. Who knows? Regardless, he does have the Sage in his inventory, and with drums and phase boots, he's looking very nice. So in terms of net worth, Lifestealer at 7,000 gold, and Slark just 1,000 behind at 5,800, and then we see two Dignitas players lined up. But I see this constant problem with Aoi. He doesn't die ever, but he actually doesn't find that much farm, and I think it's because of the lanes and the position that he's forced in. But unable to find farm as the safe lane carry is always a problem.
Well, he's getting farm now because his allies is creating a ton of space for him. Fluff and stuff perhaps is going to go down. Firefly's going to be used. Do they actually see it? The flying vision be, oh, here comes Korok. If you roar him and get a kill on him, that's going to be big as well. Here comes the Viper Pig as well. Rocket being used, and it looks like Ix might have somehow got behind. They're going to toss him back. Boba is going to actually get the Cog. Cog not even necessary. They just kind of man-power drive all on top of him. And these supports are really getting caught out of position. Invis Beastmaster kind of just waltzing by. It's like, good luck, man. I'm not nowhere near that. But he does have his medallion and mech finish. That's going to be some big team fight item for Team Dignitas. The sad thing is, they have to win a team fight just through an Eclipse. If they don't win a team fight with that, then they really won't prolong the team fight, win an elongated one. Oh, the bird finds himself snaking. Snaking's got a pop mech. A huge ultimate comes out from the Sanity Eclipse. But Boba gonna turn back. Aoi trying to cast it, but he can because the mini stun is doing a ton of work. The mech comes in, defensive disrupt comes in as well. TC gotta focus on Aoi. Aoi dies before casting it. Korok is gonna regen a ton of HP in those 3 fog lines. And IX Mike and his team wins another big team fight. They just lost Boba for 3 and a tier 1 tower. And now
a buyback.
Yeah, double kill here from Fog here as he does pick off himself Rubik, but he was gonna trade his life for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Snaking was just overextended over there. Sure, Fog got picked up over here by the rotation of Rubik, but he was invisible. He had really no reason to be there. They didn't have Luna over there yet, and really no one was in position to defend that tower. So him getting initiated on just set that whole ball in motion. He bought back, and they managed to get a couple of kills out of it, but still a very, very costly trade for them. And I think it was also a mistake for Luna to TP in right in the middle. She looks like she's going Shadow Blade, and again, not really any way in the way of defense. And she's just gonna die if she TPs on all of those heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to fall snaking too much because he got initiated on by Fluff's Bird, who took this like next level path over the tree line and then just came out behind. And then Boba followed through with the Clockwork Hookshot, and of course, he had a Lifestealer inside, so he just got collapsed on way too quickly. Similarly, that's how Bat likes to initiate as well. Use those tree line to the advantage, and I guess they just got a little bit blindsided by the gargoyles himself. And to you know, Aoi's credit, he normally likes to TP in, and they normally win fights with Eclipse, but they just got overwhelmed in that one fight. And overwhelmed thus means that Fluff will now have basically his core Arcane Mech, and he's pretty much done. He still will be a huge nuisance in these team fights, providing the big burst of damage. And now the Gargoyle is also on top. The SMY is now finished, very similar to last game's build, giving himself one of more of the mid-game superiority lineup. But in this game, he's gonna have the backup of Korok. As it's going to be Korok doing a ton of damage with his Orchid first build. Why do you even need to ask what Korok would go first? because
pretty much.
He loves his orchids. He really
So
loves it.
Dignitas still trying to keep up with the pressure. They have smoked up top. They have a very good ganking lineup. They have Greater Hawk to scout, they have Beastmaster Roar, and they have Blink Bat, but I just really haven't felt the presence of these huge single target ultimates. First we saw this dive on bottom, and then again this like try this aggressive play in this area, but neither of them paying off yet, and they really need to start making use of these single target ultimates and find pickups when they need to.
Look at Boba, rocket for the scout, the hook, of course the Life Slither bomb coming out, and Aoi reacted in time. He knew that somebody's coming, but what can you do against Boba, who has the initiation range? Of course, it looks like Fluff and Stuff will be scouting a little bit. They do see a couple people on the mid lane. I think they could still reinitiate. Sure, they don't have Clockwork Hook, but a good Cogs will cut everybody off, force that forward on Fluff and Stuff. He's looking for the slow. Concussive shot and the Viper Pig on top. You slow the pig and he's going to try to run away. Meanwhile, though, you can see Ix Mike's trying to cut off a couple of retreat paths. Here comes one more kill as Korok find himself. Huge ultimate against Fluff and Stuff. Fluff and Stuff will get blown up. The two supports on the back line here. They're looking for a couple more. Beastmaster out of mana at this point. Open Wounds. The Viper Pig not really doing a ton of work. Open Wounds will be used. But here comes Korok. One more pounce is going to get them to kill. TP out. Not going to be effective. TP is going to get canceled on the way in. And now Boba will find himself the Skywrath Mage, and that's yet another basically clean team wipe. Even though Luna wasn't involved in that team fight, he also got picked off early. 5-for-1 trade for Fluff and Stuff, and now they're going to go into the pit. The gold graph, about 75,000 gold lead for Team Liquid. EXP, very similar situation, a little bit more than 10,000. And that lead will get stretched out a little bit more as Team Liquid ready to pick themselves up in Aegis.
I feel like Dignitas could win a 5-on-5, but the problem is they haven't been at full strength. Like on this T1 fight, they were fighting pretty much 4-on-5 the whole entire time. And this most recent fight, they chose to engage, even though they're the underdogs in terms of XP and gold advantage. And Aoi was down too, and without him being able to buy back and just TP on middle, it was just a doomed fight to begin with. I don't think there was any poor execution. That Staking and Way 2 had a very nice Mystic Flare and Roar combo, but again, it's just not enough. You don't really want to fight a man down, especially when you don't have the item and gold advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had the right decision to run in the beginning, but then they soon realized they were getting cut off because IX Mike was coming in from this particular path, and the rest of the team was going to pincer on in this angle, so they were going to at least lose a couple heroes here and there. They got at least one kill out of the deal, but I completely agree with you. That was a very poor decision to fight, and they got punished heavily on it. Now, look, if you look at the net worth, this game almost feels completely out of reach, but we've seen crazier things in Dota. We've seen bigger comebacks than this before, so I don't want to count Team Dignitas out just yet, but look at the insane initiation power. On the bot lane, Rocket for the scout, and if he sees anything, he sees Luna. Oh man, Clockwork Hook. Ooh, a rare miss coming out from Boba. Are they gonna still go on it? IX Mike
does have Beastmaster axes stolen, and they're looking for a kill, but they need vision. He will rocket, and
looks like Fluff and Stuff is gonna get caught out by a flaming lasso initiation. He mechs up, he magic wands up. He's gonna be fine. Open wounds, of course, coming out from the Life Slither inside. Fluff finally dies, but they're gonna find themselves yet another triple. This time on TC. GG, well played gets called. They know the writing was on the wall. And Slark does it once again. I call it Slark, but it's Boba, really. Boba does it again this game.
Yeah, Boba just played fantastically, recovering so well, and I don't know, Boba just a fantastic clock player, showing again why you need to ban him out. They picked him up in the first phase, so, I mean, it might start, like, teams have started to ban the clock in the first phase, and it might be necessary. His clockwork is often just too much to handle, especially with the Nakes inside of him. Yeah. So well played by Liquid here.
And of course, we have Team Liquid moving on in the losers bracket. I do believe they will be playing Na'Vi, and what a matchup that will be. That should be happening tomorrow. Of course, there's also going to be, or Team Dignitas is going to get eliminated from the replay Dota tournament. What a day of action. We had 2 Game 3s, if I remember correctly. It's been a long day, and exciting games have been, especially that last one. That was a doozy.
So I think the games that Liquid won, the first game and third game were 20 minutes long and very convincing. And I expected a little bit of a closer game, but Slark, Clock, and Life Stealer just ran away with it.
Yep, they did. Of course, that's going to conclude our replay broadcast today from Beyond the Summit. Merlini, if you want to give a quick shout out to your streams or your Twitters, feel free to do so, man.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, Luminous. It's my pleasure to be working with you and the rest of BTS. And if you like me, you can follow me on twitch.tv/MerliniDota. I also have a YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, all the same, /MerliniDota. Thanks for having me, Luminous.
No problem. And that's going to conclude our broadcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rebroadcast should be up very, very shortly. And that's it for us today. I'll see you tomorrow for more replay Dota action. and thanks for watching, guys.